Good morning or good afternoon, teachers, staff, or whoever decided to watch this video, and welcome to Teaching Middle School Students with Disabilities. I wanted to start off by letting you know you are amazing, not only because you chose to watch this 20-minute presentation, but because you chose to work with and educate students in a classroom. How cool is that? In this video, we're diving into something that affects every single one of your classrooms: teaching students with disabilities. Think about this. On average, 1 in 7 students receive special education services. That means in our typical classroom of 28 students, we'll likely have 4 students with documented disabilities, plus others who may need support but haven't been identified yet. I currently work as a classroom teacher and will present information that transforms the way you think about inclusion and will give you the practical tools that you can use. You can even choose to start implementing these ideas on Monday. Here in Florida, we serve over 400,000 students with disabilities. That's equal to the entire population of Miami. But here's the exciting part. Research shows that when we get this right, all students benefit. Not just our students with disabilities, but every single learner in our classrooms. We're not just talking about compliance. We're talking about creating classrooms where every student thrives. Let's put some imaginary faces with the numbers. Meet Sarah. She has ADHD and struggles with organization. Then there's Marcus with autism. He's brilliant at math but needs support with social interactions. Jessica has a learning disability in reading but loves science experiments. These aren't special students. These might represent some of our students, and they bring unique strengths to our classrooms. One of our goals as teachers is to help unlock their potential. By the way, as this video continues, sometimes there'll be a lot of text on the screen. If you want to take a moment to read that text and I'm done with the narration, please feel free to stop it at any time or give it a quick pause so you can read the information. Oh, the legal stuff. IDEA, or IDEA. It stands for the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It gives 4 powerful tools: free appropriate public education, least restrictive environment, individual education plans, and of course, parent participation. It's better to think of these as student success framework, not just legal requirements. When we embrace these principles, we're not just following the law, we're creating magic in the classroom. Florida's MTSS is our secret weapon into education success. Tier 1 is our primary core instruction that reaches 80% of our students. Tier 2 provides targeted support for about 15% of those who need a little extra help, and Tier 3 gives intensive support for the 5% who need the most help. The cool thing is, most of us are probably already doing this in our classrooms. Sometimes we just need to make it more intentional and effective. An IEP, or Individual Education Plan, isn't just paperwork. Think of it as a GPS system for our students' success. It tells us where students are now, where they are going, and exactly how to get there. The tools aren't suggestions, they're our targets. The accommodation aren't just extra things for us to do, they're necessities. And here's the key: we as teachers are the drivers of this journey every single day. Let's demystify some of the various student disabilities. Now, on the slide, there's a lot of information, so again, feel free to pause at any time. Specific learning disabilities represent about 40% of our students with IEPs. Speech or language impairments are super common in middle school. What about autism, ADHD, or other intellectual disabilities? Each comes with its own unique strengths and challenges. But here's an idea on what really counts in the classroom. Are you ready for it? Don't let the label define the student. Focus on what they can do and build from there. Think of universal design for learning like cuts in a curb and sidewalks. They're designed for wheelchairs but helpful for everyone. UDL utilizes 3 networks: engagement, the why of learning; representation, the what of learning; and expression, the how of learning. When we design lessons with multiple ways to engage, represent content, and allow expression, we're not making accommodations. We're making excellent teaching that works for every student. Isn't that neat? While differentiation sounds overwhelming and yields visions of extra work, it's actually smart teaching. We can differentiate content, what students learn. We can differentiate process, how they learn, and we can differentiate product, how they show what they know, and we can differentiate the environment or the effect, where and how they work. If someone is new to differentiation, start small. Maybe offer a choice in seating today or give students options for showing their understanding. Think small changes, big impact. Middle schoolers are neurological works in progress. Their brains are literally rewiring themselves, especially around the frontal lobe that controls executive function. For students with disabilities, this can be an extra challenge. That's why structure, predictability, and explicit instruction with organization and planning aren't just nice, they're essential. We're not just teaching content, we're teaching life skills. Accommodations help level the playing field. Extended time isn't giving advantages, it's removing barriers. Preferential seating helps students focus. Breaking tasks into chunks prevents them from being overwhelmed. Audiobooks let students access content at their level. Remember, accommodations change how the student learns, not what they learn. We're removing roadblocks, not lowering expectations. Technology is our superpower. Text-to-speech helps struggling readers access grade-level content. Speech-to-text supports students with writing challenges, and graphic organizers help with planning and organization. The best part? Most of these tools are free and built into the devices our students are already using. Don't fear the technology, embrace it. Culture beats strategy every time. Set clear expectations for respect and the inclusion of everyone. Celebrate different learning styles, strengths, and ideas. Use person-first language. Create opportunities for peer support and collaboration. When students feel valued, their learning skyrockets. We're not just teaching content, we're building human beings. Little humans, but human beings nonetheless. Here's something interesting. Assessment isn't about grades, it's about growth. It's good to use multiple ways to check understanding, such as exit tickets, peer discussions, visual displays, digital portfolios. You get the idea. For students with disabilities, focus on progress towards IEP goals. Can they do more today than yesterday? If so, that's success. Make assessment ongoing, varied, and meaningful. We are not alone in this journey. Our ESE teachers are like our co-pilots. Speech therapists, occupational therapists, and behavior specialists are our consultants. Parents are our partners. School psychologists, they help provide insight. Use this team. Ask questions, share concerns, celebrate success together. Collaboration multiplies your impact. Ready to make an immediate impact? Here's a Monday morning checklist. Be sure to have reviewed student IEPs and accommodation lists. Identify one UDL strategy to try this week. Maybe arrange your classroom for flexible seating options. Plan at least one choice-based assignment. Connect with your ESE teacher. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. We have the power to change lives every single day. When we implement these strategies, we're not just helping students with disabilities succeed, we're showing them they belong. They matter and they can achieve great things. We're preparing them not just for tests, but for life. That's the real magic of inclusive education. Need additional support? Well, the Florida Department of Education has amazing resources. Of course, you know where to go for that. That's fldoe.org. Our district level ESC departments are always there to help, or at least they should be. Online communities and professional development is always available for education, and they're there to be taken advantage of. Remember, asking for help isn't a weakness, it's professional growth. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep changing lives for the better. So here's a challenge. Take one strategy from this video and implement it this week. Share any success that you have with a colleague. Remember that every small step makes a massive difference in a student's life. We've got this. We're not just teachers. We're amazing people who can positively impact the lives of our students. Now go out there and show all of your students just how amazing they are. Oh, and thank you for watching the video.